What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. Yes, this video will be about the peak week, at least the start of the peak week, until my competition this Sunday. And the reason why I'm recording this, I already went through all this with the Arnold Classic competition, but I want to take you guys to my next and last competition for a long while, which is the Juliet Bergman Classic Grand Prix right here in the Netherlands. So I don't have to travel, but it is an international competition. So who knows who will show up. But anyway, I'm very excited about this competition because I can correct the mistakes I made and improve upon everything I did for the Arnold Classic Europe, in which I ended up 5th of like 28 competitors in the junior class, which was a quite good result. But right now I want to improve upon that by bringing a better package to the stage, a little fuller but a little less hard, a little less dry. So I want to keep this fullness in my muscles, and as you can see, I still have a level of hardness that I want to maintain, and I will make a video about the rebound very soon together with the Ultimate Diet video. But in this video I want to show you how this peak week looks like, and it's Monday today. And normally I would have a depletion training today for my legs, really depleting all the glycogen out of the muscles, and not eating any carbohydrates today, so that I first have 3 days of depleting everything out of my body, looking very flat, and then using the following 3 to 4 days with no training in order to keep all the carbohydrates, getting them in my body, and making sure that I fill up. But the problem I had the previous time is that my diet was so long with a low amount of carbs, and then doing a depletion training, it was impossible for me to fill up with enough carbs despite eating like 1,000 grams every single day up until the competition. I was not able to fill up completely. So what did I do? I used a rebound from the Arnold Classic Europe. Basically, to tell you guys shortly what it means, is I up my calories a little bit because your metabolism is increased after such a competition. You go very low in carbohydrates, you eat a lot of carbs. That means your metabolism increases, and if you eat clean foods, if you don't go above a certain threshold, you won't gain the fat, but you will store it all into your muscles. And the next couple of weeks that you train for hypertrophy, a lot more things will happen than usual. A lot more effective, a lot more efficient. And that's what I did. You can see it in the videos that I released after the Arnold Classic, that I was a lot fuller. Yet I was able to maintain hardness throughout my prep to the competition this Sunday. So it's in 6 days that I have my competition, and on top of that my posing routine will be very different from the last time. A lot more classic, a lot more golden era orientated, and more towards myself. Instead of comparing myself to Arnold, I want to be someone on my own, you know. I want them to see, oh, that's a pose of Wesley and not just of Arnold. Of course, there was a transition. I first could not pose at all, then transitioning to a classic posing style from Arnold, and now I'm at an advanced level where I'm going to make up my own posing with my own transitions, and that'll be awesome. So I'm going to show you after this my meals, and what I did differently is I added more carbs, a little less fat, a little less protein, the carbs to really keep my muscles filled up, just like that. Damn, damn, damn. Keeping them filled up, that means you look actually drier when you combine it with not drinking a lot of water. So I'm about to make my next meal. I already had 2 meals today, which are quite rich of carbs. And I'm going to continue to do this, and I already explained to you guys why. I want to remain full, and without drinking too much water it won't affect your conditioning if you stay at or below your caloric needs. Why would you go below your caloric needs in the last day of competition? You want to be full. You want to burn everything that you're ingesting. So you have to stay at least at your caloric needs and not in a deficit. That's just something I want to say. But I'm going to create a meal right this second, right now, to show you guys how to remain full. To be able to contain a side chest like this. Let's do it. Right, I'm back upstairs right now. Just put it in a bowl, the food that you just saw in the active fry, and I only put it in for 6 or 7 minutes and it was even overdone, so that's just to show you how handy and efficient the active fry is. So let me show you what I made. Alright, anyway, it's dark in my room, but it's still filming pretty nicely. So on to the meal. What do we have? We have white rice, 300 grams. We have about 125 grams of vegetables, of which more than half is celery pieces and a little carrot as well. And we have chunks of tuna, about 110 grams. Now the protein in this is about 30 grams. It's not too high because I didn't want to, because I'm about to work out after this meal. This is my 4th meal of the day. So, what does that mean? That means I want the carbs. That means I want a little bit of fiber, a little bit of vegetables, and a little bit of protein. Slow down absorption. The protein, if I have too much protein, the absorption would slow down too much altogether, and I would stay full and bloated because I'm gonna train legs today. That's not what you want. And the rice looks yellow because I added turmeric, I added ginger, little salt and pepper, little cayenne pepper for the thermogenic effect. And yeah, this meal contains about 80 grams of carbs. And normally my meals would contain about 50 grams of carbs. So that already is an improvement or an increase compared to my other diet that I did for the Arnold Classic. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this meal right now. And I'm going to show you some footage in the gym. Let's go. Alright guys, this is the leg workout and let me take you through it from A to Z. So this is day 1 of the peak week, as you can see in the video title, which means that I'm upping the volume just a little bit above what I normally do, because I don't want to train legs after this. This is my final leg day, and as you guys know, I train legs twice a week, so I'm trying to combine 2 leg workouts into 1 workout, but it's just 1 or 2 more sets per exercise and maybe 1 extra exercise added. But this is to basically clean the carbohydrates from the muscles, not to an extreme state, but just enough to burn enough calories and to make sure that my body responds to the carbohydrates that I give it. Anyway, the first exercise was purely for the hamstrings, which is my number 1 weakness in the legs. Doing short double reps, making sure the contraction is on point, making it more difficult. And then we move on to the reverse hack squat. And one thing that is obvious is that the glutes are involved in this movement. I've actually discovered this one in this gym the last time I trained legs, which is about a week ago on a Thursday. I just tried it out. I usually do this in a stiff-legged deadlift fashion, but on this particular hack squat that is not possible for me because I'm too tall. But not keeping my legs in a stiff-legged deadlift position, but actually dropping down and squatting, it is a very nice exercise. Very nice for the hamstrings and the glutes indeed. It feels very stable and I can go pretty heavy on this one, heavier than the regular hack squat. So this version targets the back of the legs more than the front, and that's what we want because we pre-fatigued the hamstrings and now we're targeting it even more, including the glutes on the reverse hack squat. Salmon. I need a spotter. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. See it? Break my legs. Let's die. So, as you can see, you can go pretty heavy on this one, but I want you guys to watch out for your back. Make sure that it stays at least straight and that you don't feel any strain in the lower back when doing that exercise. So start out with a lightweight, feel the legs first, and then go heavier. And then we move on to the narrow stance leg press. And my feet are on the top of the platform. This targets the hamstrings a little bit more. But this one is for the overall leg development. I'm doing 15 reps here, pumping the legs full with blood. And the narrow stance targets the outer sweep of the quads, which is a property of the legs that you cannot get enough of. But yeah, it's the 15 reps that really make this exercise harder than the regular leg press. And I'm also using constant tension, constant range of motion. I at least go down 90 degrees, because if I go lower, for me personally, I just feel my lower back kick in more. So I'll go about 90 degrees and then I go straight up without locking the knees. I sometimes do lock the knees when I go really heavy on the 6, 8 and 10 rep range. But that is to focus my attention on the legs when I'm going really heavy. But this is constant tension, not too heavy. And it's just a very good exercise for overall leg development. Now I did a couple more sets of those. I'm only showing you 1 or 2 scenes from every exercise. But this is the leg extensions. I'm also doing 15 reps on this one, making sure that the quads are getting the quality time that they deserve. So when I'm going upwards, I'm going as high as I can, like Tom Platz used to do. And we all know how big Tom Platz's legs were. He didn't really do leg extensions a lot, but when he did, he made sure to do them correctly. So go all the way up beyond the horizontal plane of your legs and then go down, stretching the legs, making sure though that you don't feel any pain in your knees. And then to the last leg exercise to finish off the legs, the stiff legged deadlift. Now the entire legs are pumped from the workout, and I like to end it off with a stretching movement. And this one is for the hamstrings mostly, but when you see me going upwards, you can see me thrusting the hip forward, and that requires your glutes to contract. And this is, really targeting the glutes as well, combined with the hamstrings, which is a good combination for the glute hamstring tie-in, which I want to show on stage this Sunday. And then we move on to one of the two calf raise exercises. The standing calf raise, this machine, I love this machine. It is a lot heavier than you might think. The weight on here is not really representing the amount of force it takes to put up this weight. I used to do a donkey calf raise with like 4 times the amount of weight I do here, but this one just feels a lot more concentrated. And I want you guys to see that even when you go heavy like this is almost the entire stack, you still want to go all the way down like this and go all the way up, contracting those calf muscles. This is the only way to get a fully developed calf. And there's no excuses for this. A lot of people who work out with me or who I see work out using this weight never go all the way down or never go all the way up. They always are in between. This lowers the range of motion, lowers the time under tension, and lowers the amount of muscle fibers involved, which lowers hypertrophy for the calves. And that's not what we want. And then we do a specialty exercise, which I only recommend for people who are having quite developed calves but don't get the details in there. And this is basically only the upper motion of the calf raise, the seated calf raise. As you can see, the ball in the calves are being targeted right here, and that's really gonna carve that split in between the two calf muscles in the back, which I want to display on stage, of course. And then we end the workout with 30 minutes of stationary bike cardio, which is awesome after leg day for recovery, but I'm also doing it to burn those extra calories for the show, losing extra water and fat. Alright guys, workout is done, did legs, did cardio, had my post-workout shake, 40 grams of whey isolate, and now I'm preparing my post-workout meal about 45 minutes later, so let me show you how I'm doing that. So actually, right here, another handy device. This is a steamer. So you have compartments right here, and on the bottom I put my fish, frozen fish, and right here I have some sweet potatoes, 425 grams. This is a good post-workout carbohydrate-rich meal after leg day. And because I already had the protein shake, I only need about 100 grams of fish. And that way, the carbohydrates will actually absorb quicker into the muscles as well. And next to this, there's of course some vegetables. And if you can see in here, there are some vegetables, carrots, mostly celery. And this is actually the active fry, so we're going to turn it on for about 4 minutes right there, and in 4 minutes this is done. And this is done already, so that's the nice thing. You can just go upstairs, do your own thing, wait until this is done. Anyway, in about 4 minutes we're going to put everything together on this plate right here, and I'm going to enjoy this meal. Alright guys, so I'm upstairs right now. I finished the meal, and I'm actually also having some omega-3s, some CLAs to recover from the workout, and healthy fats, because this meal doesn't have a lot of fats in it actually. So let's take a look. This is 425 grams of sweet potato. Look at that goodness. I love this. This tastes very good. This is about 100 grams of pollock fish with dill on it, and this is a vegetable mix with celery, a little bit of paprika, a little bit of carrot, and I do that because it doesn't have any raffinose in it and doesn't cause bloating or any gas. And we don't need a lot of it. I can't have a lot of it because I'm not drinking a lot of water this week to keep the fullness in the muscle and not under the skin, because the carbs that I'm eating right here is gonna pull the water under the skin, away from under the skin into the muscles. But I want to talk to you guys shortly about the steamer that I use. You just saw. If you were to cook these sweet potatoes in the oven, you would lose probably about half of the size. So that's benefit number one. When you're cutting, you want to keep the water in the food, first of all, it's healthier. And that's the second advantage. You keep most of the vitamins and minerals compared to doing it in the oven or the pan or even the active fry. You keep most of the vitamins and minerals when you steam your food slowly. This took about 20 minutes to do, which is not that long at all. So I just get home, put this in the steamer, put a timer on 20 minutes, go upstairs, change my clothes, shower, and boom, this is done. So this is my 5th meal of the day post-workout, and after this, one more meal before bed, which I will show you as well. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this right now. Alright guys, this is my final meal of the day. It's simple. I added a little more fats in here. As you can see, this is smoked salmon, added about 150 grams. Comes up about 40 grams of protein in total in this meal. 275 grams of white rice. A lot of celery, probably 150 grams, and just a little bit of fibers in the carrots, you know, for the minerals and vitamins. But yeah, that's a simple pre-bed meal. Will absorb pretty quickly, but with the added fats, the protein absorption will happen throughout the night. So I'm going to enjoy this meal. This is my post-bed meal. We'll sleep about 30 minutes after this, so I'm going to enjoy this right now. Alright guys, that was day 1 of the peak week. Trained legs, showed you what I eat. Probably going to keep eating this for the next couple of days, and we're going to keep training for the next couple of days, probably until Thursday, maybe Friday morning, if that's possible, depending on how I feel. Not too heavy though, of course, but anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. A lot more videos are coming. The ultimate diet video, the beginner, intermediate, and advanced split videos, and so much more. The ab workout video, tutorials, a lot is on the list, guys. A lot is coming. I want to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.